Greetings, everyone. Dr. Brian Scott with you again today. We are continuing our insights to the end times. The Lord has a timetable. Only He knows what that timetable is and when it has events occurring. But the scriptures have a lot of warnings and verses that tell us things that are coming that will give us a really good idea where we are on God's timetable. We have been studying 2 Timothy chapter 3, and I want to read some verses to you there just to bring you up to speed once again before we get into our main topic. Here's what Paul said to Timothy, the Apostle Paul writing the pastor Timothy. He says, "Know this, that in the last days perilous times will come. For men will be lovers of themselves. They'll be covetous, or lovers of money. They'll be boasters and proud and blasphemers. They'll be disobedient to parents. They'll be unthankful and unholy. They'll be without natural affection." Praise the Lord. "They'll be truce breakers, false accusers. They'll be incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such, turn away." In these verses that we've just looked at in the mighty book of the Bible, of course, there are 19 signs that I've just read to you. And then there are several more that we are going to cover, but those 19 signs are very powerful signs. And today we're going to look at sign number 12. In the King James Version, it's called incontinent. In the New King James, which I study from most of the time, it's called without self-control. Now, incontinent has a medical or a physical body meaning that most of you will be familiar with. It means a lack of control of your bowels. I don't mean to be crass by any means, but I think most people refer to that and know that. But in the context in which we're studying, it means any lack of control. And there are four major areas that we're going to examine. One being food, a second one being spending, a third being emotional behavior, and the fourth one being addictive behaviors. You're going to be alarmed as you hear some of the statistics and facts that we'll share with you in these areas. The original Greek word inferred power, but when you add the letter A to the front of that Greek word, it's the opposite. So it means without power to control, a lack of control, a lack of restraint, no willpower, and inability to say no. You probably can already begin picturing some of the things that we're going to look at. For instance, eating, food. We have a major problem here. There's no restraint on eating. There's no control over eating patterns. There's a problem here, a very, very strong problem. Before we get into that, talk about spending. No control or restraint in spending, just excessive spending. What about your emotions? No control over the emotions. As a result, you become very vindictive, unruly, uncivil. No control over your addictions, all kinds of addictions, to pornography, to drugs, to alcohol, to any other number of things. Well, we're going to study those, and I'm going to show you in the next podcast how strong these problems are. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.